Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Hello all. Namaste. Sarvana Namaskar. Nimyallargu Nana Namaskara. This is Anand Agnihotri and I am a yoga teacher and a researcher. So I am doing my MSc in Yoga and Consciousness from SVyasa. I have finished a semester and our second semester is due to start in February in a few months from now. So my music journey started in SVyasa a few months ago when our music teacher, who we call as Keshav Bhaiya, he made us sing bhajans, and it has been an immersive experience since then. During my corporate career all my life, my left brain has been very active, and now I am glad to get the opportunity to balance out the activity of my brain and get the creative side of the brain working as well. So let us dive into today's session. Before we get into today's episode, let's revisit a few basics. As you saw earlier, there are many ways we can greet people. But people of any language will understand a good morning when a rooster calls out in the morning with his cock-a-doodle-doo sound. Such were the sounds our ancestors analyzed and made them into musical notes. Music is indeed the universal language that all of humankind can understand. So far, we have understood the concept of a swara, the 12 notes of Hindustani music, the concept of a raga as a combination of notes whose purpose is to invoke a rasa and a bhava. We also saw how ragas have been classified and the immense contribution of Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande in this regard. We also saw general music therapy aspects on how three doshas within us can lead to various elements and how music can help control or clear these doshas through various rasas that it creates. Today I am presenting episode 3 of Thaat Kafi. By the time this presentation is over, my target is that you all say Kafi ho gaya. Some may even say ye to kafi zyada ho gaya. This is just a quick recap from the previous episodes on Kafi Thaat. It is a group of ragas, as you know, that use Komal Ga and Komal Ni. The corresponding Melakarta in Carnatic music is Kharahara Priya. As a general rule, the ragas under Kafi, Asavari, Bhairavi and Todi Thaat can help improve self-assurance to control diseases under the Vata dosha. However, specific ragas under a Thaat have a rasa that is distinct from its parent raga. For instance, Rag Pilu that I am going to present today, which is derived from Kafi Thaat, is a Chanchal raga that invokes either a joyful rasa or a Karuna rasa, which is pathos. In fact, in the November 25th presentations yesterday, both Shruti Sharma and Brinda Karanam described this deviation from a parent raga nicely, where specific notes of the derived raga can invoke a particular rasa. Before I present my two chosen ragas, let me also make a quick comment on the international perspective for Kafi Thaat. As some of you may know, the Western music counterpart of Kafi is called the Dorian mode. There is clear research on how any music in this mode invokes the Veera rasa. In fact, Pythagoras thought it would bolster military troops, and he was right. Even the Japanese national anthem is based on this mode. It invokes the Veera rasa for the nation and Karuna bhava for the emperor at the same time. I have hyperlinked all these resources in my presentation so you can listen to them at your leisure. And yes, I'll share my presentation later with you, after everyone is done presenting by tomorrow, of course. The first raga I will present to you is called the Madhyamavati raga, from the Melakarta Kharahara Priya. A few technical details about this raga are listed here. Let us listen to the Aroha Avroha of this rag as given on the website ragasurbi.com.
Sari ma pa ni sa sa ni pa ma ri sa.
As a classical rendition, I have selected a famous one that my mother and grandmother used to sing at Varmalakshmi and other festivals, Bhagyada Lakshmi Baramma. M.S. Subbalakshmi has rendered it beautifully in the traditional Carnatic raga itself, whereas Bhimsen Joshi has a variation in a Hindustani raga. Both of them are masterpieces. Listen to them at your convenience. The bhajan I have selected in this raga is called Nagendra Haraya. It has been sung in the Madhyamavati raga by Mahadevan. If you come to S. Vyasa on any culture day, you are sure to hear this. And not only because our chancellor is Dr. Nagendra, but because it is a beautiful Sanskrit song. In film songs, we have the popular Nammora Mandara Huve and the famous "Aa Lord Ke Aaja Mere Meet." We now move on to the Hindustani raga for today, Rag Pilu. Rag Pilu is a unique, complex, flexible rag, which is also called a Chanchal rag. It can bring out many rasas. No wonder it is so popular in the film industry. Many light songs are sung in this rag. I have listed a couple of links where you can get more information on the technical details of this rag. Rag Pilu is yet to be studied in depth for music therapy effects. I could not find any published research on Rag Pilu specifically. However, given that it's a flexible raga that invokes Karuna Rasa as well as joy and love, we can surmise that it can control ailments arising out of multiple doshas. As regards classical renditions, I have selected an instrumental, a unique fusion by Pandit Ravi Shankar ji and a vocal by Bhimsen Joshi. I have also included a few more links for the music lovers among you. Please listen at your leisure. There is a beautiful bhajan in Rag Pilu, Jagadodharana. Actually, in Carnatic it is called Kafi Raga, and I have listed two popular versions of this bhajan for your listening pleasure. And now we come to an interesting slide. There is a huge list of film songs based on Rag Pilu, and some of them are my favorites too. Yes, I knew Karuna ma'am may say, hey, that's my favorite song. So let me play a small clip from normally end. But being a teacher that I am, I wish to say a few more things to you all today. Our journey has just started from using music as just a social experience to making it a means of spiritual bliss. Some of you, like me, may be wondering, what next after this? So I have started to compile a set of links that will help you in any of the three tracks that you may choose. That of a healer or a therapist, a teacher or a researcher, or a devotee or a practitioner of music. In case you choose to be a music therapist, the presentations from all of you, for example the presentation of Shruti Sharma on Asavari Thaat, etc., contain excellent references on music therapy. I have listed a few more on this slide. If you wish to be a researcher and a teacher like me, then welcome to the world where we treat everything like a rigorous intellectual pursuit. I know this world is not for everyone, so let me move on to the third choice. In fact, the third choice is what is dearest to me personally, that I hope to achieve one day. The path of a devotee. Well, it reminds me of a funny conversation I had with my mother a few days ago. Poor lady has high blood pressure, probably caused in part by me. She must be thinking my son has quit his job and is sitting at home. What will happen to him? She's hooked on to these videos which keep circulating on the positive effects of mantras, om chanting and songs on human health and keeps sharing them with me. When she learned that I have enrolled in this course, she sent me a huge number of links. Finally, I called her and said, Amma, when you are in a restaurant, do you only read and share menu cards with people who you love? You eat the actual dish, Amma, and you make us eat them as well. ನೀನೇ ಹಾಡಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತ ಕಣ್ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಕೂತು ಓಂ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡು. But then I also remember that she used to sing wonderfully in our young days. So this is a path where I believe that we will transcend from dissecting music and treating it like an intellectual pursuit, but to instead immerse in it and achieve self-realization and ultimate bliss. In closing, I am reminded of what Dr. Karuna said on the first day of the class. Nada Anusandhanam. May each one of us develop an ability to experience the Anahat Nada, the unstuck sound, the primordial and the perennial sounds of the universe. And until we discover the Anahat Nada, here is a beautiful flute rendition from Madhyamavati, just as I had promised earlier.